Radio Raheem with the executioner, the alien, the promoter, Bernard Hopkins. We're here at the Forum, man. You know, we saw a few things tonight. A really good card. The main event here, what did you think about Mayweather and this main event that just finished with Beltret?
Listen, I mean, talent, poise, got hit with some big shots, but avoided a lot of big shots. I mean, this is what what boxing is about. You know, boxing after dark is getting him ready for what I call actually the big dance, and that's the HBO or pay-per-view in the future. But it was a great card, man. It was a great card coming in with the Joe Smith and Barrero. That was.
Did that surprise you?
Yeah. And Barrero showed his, especially after I was here a year ago. Yeah, Barrero really, he showed. First of all, he got hit early, went down, and he made those adjustments, man. And he never got hit, and then he never got hit hard like that again. And then when he got hit, he took it a lot better later than earlier. So, I mean, it was, we said, and again, early on that this card was going to be a good card. It was going to be really fights matched up evenly. No really no landslide. Nobody had an easy fight. It was a competitive fight. It was a competitive night tonight.
Now, I'm not covering this fight, but you've been a promoter and having put on some antics yourself during your career time this past week right here in Los Angeles and around the world. Obviously, we saw Mayweather and McGregor do their thing. Did you catch any of that? What were your thoughts on it?
First of all, I caught a lot of it. Entertainment. I mean, one thing I do know that I didn't know about Mayweather, he loved wrestling. He loved the wrestling and part of, the tactics that go with it. And you know what? I'll say this, every business, especially sports, has a show. And it's a show. Now, I know when the bell ring, both guys going to fight. And one going to fight the way he's comfortable, and the one's going to fight the way he's been fighting for 20-something years. Whatever the rule says, I think at the end of the day, boxing is always ruled. If it's boxing, rules in boxing arena, in the arena of boxing. And I look for Mayweather to have an easy night. But the entertainment, I think it's going to be better than the fight. I really think the entertainment from the last, 2 or 3 days from their tour is going to be it's going to supersede the fight.
Do you think this thing is real? After this week,
I don't think the things that was happening, and I mean, it did too much, man. It was doing too much. It's one thing. I mean, I did a lot. You said it earlier. I did a lot of things. I was dead serious about them. I risked my life in a couple of them. But let me tell you, after a while, man, when a guy, acting, pretending he's smacking in your ass, and then you have, patting on the head or, trying to pat him on the head, and knowing Mayweather, proud legend, future or Hall of Famer, to literally be too cool with it. Too cool. It's all right to be cool. You don't want to get caught up in it because you want to blow the fight. You want to blow a chance of breaking some big numbers. But at the end of the day, I mean, enough is enough. I think if it was real, and if it was like promotional and then became real, I think it became real the second tour of their tour. When things got, you start bringing family in and you start kids there and you start talking about, respect this, respect in front of your kids and all that. I mean, you got to draw the line somewhere. And I don't think that was planned. I don't think that was part of, man, let's promote the fight. Let's hype it up. You're going to do what you're going to do. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. But let's have fun. Let's promote the fight. I believe Mayweather would say that to a McGregor. And then, look, he said it to a lot of fighters. And they went for it. And, but he outshined them, being who he is. He's a very character guy in and not going to say our era. But McGregor's a different beast. He has his own marketing, his own followers. And, he can bring some laughter out you, just the way he is. But I think it became now more of it'd be bigger than a fight at the end. It would be more of a show.
This is apparently the end of Mayweather's career, as he says. Did you catch Pacquiao and Horn out there in Australia? Did you watch that fight?
Yes, I did. I was shaking my head based on the decision. Let me tell you, I gave Pacquiao at least 9 rounds, 8 easy. Don't see how. I mean, I don't know what they was watching. I don't even call it like a demand rematch, because I think that people think it's going to be even easier for Pacquiao, even at his age. And Pacquiao's not the Pacquiao of 2 years, 3 years, even 5 years ago. But Pacquiao was that fighting the other night or weeks ago when he, didn't get the win. But I think that in another man's country, he survives. Really not on the level of Pacquiao. You can see that happening more in boxing than any other sport, that you have, 3 judges judging the fight that everybody see. I hope, or in some cases that ain't the case, the same fight. But there's no way in the world that Pacquiao lost that fight. No way in the world. No way in the world. I think Pacquiao should just move on and not have sour grapes about it and fight at this stage of his career somebody meaningful, somebody that's going to be not only profitable, but somebody that's going to some fight that's going to enhance his legacy, not actually be like, oh, he just had a fight. At this stage, he don't have time to be able to just do fights just to do fights. This fight's now for his career. I think it should be based on legacy and finances.
And very lastly, a guy who's made us laugh in the past, but is up against a huge test in just a week. I'm headed to New York to see Mikey Garcia and Adrian Broner. I know you got some thoughts on that, being the technician and the spectacular fighter you are.
Listen, Garcia is a beast. He has all the talent and everything, man. But, I'm just rooting for Broner for more of a comeback kid or underdog. I'm biased when it comes to that, Radio Raheem. And nothing against Garcia. Won't be surprised if you win. Matter of fact, it should be the favorite by some odds. But I just feel like, and Broner, to the ones that don't know, he's not with us. But Broner, I just feel that he got a lot more than what people see in him. We've seen it early in his career. Then he has some, some setbacks. But I think when he and I follow him on Instagram, IG, but when he gets his mind together and realize that he's here for a purpose and not only boxing, you're going to see the Broner that we expected early when he came into the pro ranks, when he started being the prospect. And I think that this is a chance he could be able to, either do it or shut it down. To be taken seriously, Broner's going to have to really put something on Garcia. And he has the tools to do it. Whether he do it would remain to be seen, but he really has the tools to do it. And I'm going to tell you, I'm rooting for him. I'm really rooting for him because it ain't the sympathy rooting. I'm rooting for him because I know he has a talent that he haven't been displayed.
The last time we saw you climb through those ropes and the last time we will was here in this place. The way you preserved your body and your mind, the dedication you've given to the sport, knowing a guy like Broner, and like you said, obviously it's personal for you, see the talent that he has.
Definitely.
Even if he wasn't with you, but you had a private moment with him, what would you tell him? What could you impart to him that could help him reach the potential of that talent?
Don't throw your talent away. Don't throw your legacy away that you haven't even started to build yet. And I'm the perfect example of not caving in to the temptations of not fulfilling your true gifts. And once I got that, I've never been in anybody's institution, prison, again. Not as an inmate, not as Wild 41, 45, but I still remember it. So, Broner, even though it wasn't that extreme as mine far as that case, but you had some stints, look at that and say you got this 4th chance. Don't blow it. And I know he's listening. I know he would take that in heat because he knows this his last shot, and he's fighting a guy that is going to prove to all of us, either prove me wrong or prove me right. But first, prove it to yourself and your family, and I wish him all the best. There's no luck in this business. As Mike Tyson said, the famous quote, "We're in a hurt business." And that's for real.
Radio Raheem with the alien, the executioner, the promoter,
yes,
the teacher, the professor, Bernard Hopkins. I always learn something, and thank you for your time and your generosity.
Thank you.
Hall of Fame legend, Bernard Hopkins.
Peace.